Hey fan, how y'all doing? I wish you all fine. I just want to remind you something about, the oldest time back in Africa, where I was born. I was born in Sudan, and in Sudan, things are totally different. We have a different culture, a different background of living, a different background of doing things, and something like that. I mean, if you have a relationship with a girl, it's totally hard for you to meet with her in the street or even to talk to her. And you always try to avoid to come close to where she is because you don't want her brother or maybe her uncle around or maybe her father himself or maybe the parents, all of them see you walking around with the girl, which is not really appreciated in our culture. To get in a relationship with a girl back home in Sudan, you gotta have to really be careful. First of all, you have to find out who are you falling in love with and which type of person is that and how are you going to communicate with them to reach your feeling to them, to let them know how you love them and why are you actually falling in love with them and what is the point that you wanted to say. You know what I'm saying? Like in my time, things were totally different. Not like that. Not like nowadays, man. Man, there's Facebook. There's mobile phone. There are a lot of ways that you can actually reach the message to the person you wanted to reach it to. In my days, you gotta have to eventually write a letter to explain how you feel about her and how did you know her name and where she lives. Through her friend, for example, through your sister or shit like that. And then you gotta have to put that letter in the envelope to make sure that no one will open that letter except that beautiful girl of yours that you are falling in love with her. And you have to make sure that the person that gonna deliver that letter is either your friend, friend of your sister or shit, because, girls study in their school different, in a different school and boys in a different school. We don't have that kind of social life back here in America or in Canada or in Australia and anywhere else. Here people mix the shit up and everyone can play the game in the middle of the school. No, we don't have that. Hey, back home, girls are in their school and boys are in their school because, parents don't want this shit to happen. And you gotta have to make sure the letter gonna reach. Sometime, man, you have to really travel all the way down from your suburb to where she lives, so you can meet with her and see how she doing, and say that I miss you, girl, and all that sort of shit, and you have to also make sure before you leave, you have to tell her that next week, for example, on Tuesday at 1 o'clock, I will meet you at this station. At this bus station, for example, or maybe in the shopping center, so we can go out sometime. And the girl has to lie to her family that she's going to meet her friend, and from there she will be moving down to see you. Shit like that. The family don't know anything. The thing has to be so confidential between yourself and the girl. You know what I'm saying? Even your friends are not involved in this shit. You know what I'm saying? It was terribly hard. It was terribly hard that day. It was even so difficult. Even if you meet with a girl, if their family saw you with a girl in the middle of the street walking around, man, they will terribly ask you, what the fuck are you doing with my girl? And how did you guys met up? You want to mess around with my girl head and shit like that? Man, I built all my future in that little girl, and you just want to come and mess around with everything? Hey girl, yeah boy, you gotta move. You gotta get out of here before I kick your ass. Sometimes they'll tell the girl to move and go home before they make an action and shit like that. And you would be so shaking and scared and that. Also, sometimes you might gonna meet with her brothers. Her brothers, man, will be so tough muscles and shit like that and scare the shit out of you. You ain't gonna fucking run. Things happen. But nowadays, man, life is totally different. Yeah, you can talk to your girlfriend in the Facebook, see how she doing and all that, and I miss you, and explain yourself rather than fucking sitting down for hours writing letters and that. Sometimes you can text the girl from your mobile phone, telling her that I'm in the shopping center and I want to see you, or maybe I'm in the suburb, where you live. can you just come out because I want to say hi to you for 5 minutes? And her family wouldn't even give a shit. You can stand outside there and talk for hours, or you can even come in and have fun and shit like that, and no one will even bother that. But in our time, man, life was totally different. You'll be chased around by sticks. You'll be fucking kicking ass. A lot of things will happen in your life. But you gotta have to accept it at the end of the day because you're in love with someone. You know what I'm saying? But nowadays, things are totally different. It's totally easier for the guys to have a relationship with the girl and meet with her and all that. But at the end, people pay a lot of prices to have that happen, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it might hurt the girl feeling, sometimes maybe the guy would be hurting his feeling too, you know what I'm saying? So this is what I just want to remind you guys with, that life has totally changed. You know, culture, when the cultures mix up, they bring something different up, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that there is no mobile phone in Africa at the moment. There is. Things have changed, man. Chinese have made everything up, man, and make everything simple. Now China's made mobile phone and take it to Africa and everyone can buy a mobile phone. Now, you know, Chinese made more laptops so everyone in Africa can afford to buy laptops. And now, in our days, man, it was totally different. We can't buy laptops. We ain't allowed to buy laptop. Our income can't even, you know, gives us the chance to get a laptop. And to buy a laptop back home, man, you're gonna have to save money for 5, 6, 7 years. Or maybe after 6, 7 years, a big problem will appear that will take all the money out of your hand, and you're gonna be sorry about saving the money for the mobile phone, you know what I'm saying?